Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, a bit of a later night video, but I want to go and talk about the big Unity issue. So if you guys have or have not had a chance to go and see, Unity has been dropping the absolute ball when it comes to, well, everything. They basically were trying to ruin a lot of big games being developed, a lot of indie studios especially, and even games that have been in the works for like 5, 6, 7, 10 years have, well, all around just been horrible. It's not been a good vibe. But now they finally have an open up response, and it hasn't really been the best. So I want to go talk about this really quickly and kind of say on how well. Not happy, I think, myself, and a lot of folks still actually are. So one big thing to kind of go and talk about over here is that, well, it did be a little bit better, like a little smidgen better. If you guys missed it, there was a proper tweet out for this a little bit earlier on as of today, and funny enough, the very first comment I just go and see is the good old B word dropping over here too as well, where they had a chance to do an open letter to the community and have a chance to kind of do an update talk, and well, obviously a lot of folks are not too happy with this. So it's not the best. It did have a slightly better, well, overall, I guess, contract terms in comparison, but a lot of folks are really confused. A lot of folks are asking about this, and at the end of the day, it's a little bit on the stranger side. So their open load over here says, to our community, I'm Mark Witten, and I lead Unity Create, which includes the Unity engine and editor teams. I want to start with this saying I am sorry. We should have spoken with more of you, and we should have incorporated more of your feedback before announcing our new runtime fee policy. Our goal with this policy is ensure we can continue to support you today and tomorrow, and keep deeply investing in our game engine. So as you guys know, they basically use these game engines to, well, make games. They need to make money. They have to support it. They have to keep on developing stuff, etc., etc. You are what you makes Unity great. We know we need to listen and work hard to earn your trust. We have heard your concerns. We are making changes in the policy we announced and address them. So basically here they want to go and change. Our Unity Personal plan will remain free, and there will be no runtime fee for the games built on Unity Personal. So basically saying like this, like more of like the non-corporate side. We'll be increasing the cap from $100,000 to $200,000, slightly nicer for maybe pure indie games or like an individual game, but still not that good for a lot of mid-tier studios, which a lot of them are. And we will remove the requirement to use the Made with Unity splash screen, basically so whenever you launch up a game, it has like the Made on PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. They're saying you don't have to have that. It's fine. You're already paying money for us, whatever. No game with less than $1 million in trailing 12-month revenue will be subject to the fee, which is also maybe nice as well. A nice change up for these indie games. Mainly good example for this is that you'll have these indie games out there that'll be like, you know, like it's $1 million a year. If you have like a smaller game, live service game, more pure indie game, you may not have to worry about this too as well. So basically, if you're a big studio making over, like, say, $5 million, you got to pay the money for it over that 12-month period. So like that's not, I guess it's not the worst, because we do care more about the indie studios and smaller studios, and at the same exact time, like, I don't know, maybe like working to DLCs or other various stuff. I'm sure there's maybe some other workarounds, but still bad. For those creators on Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise, you're also making the changes based on your feedback. The runtime fee policy will only apply beginning with the next LTS version of Unity shipping in 2024, so they have a little bit more time, it seems like, as well, and beyond. And your games that are currently shipped and the projects you're currently working on will not be included unless you choose to upgrade to as well, which I think this is a nice pickup, basically saying, hey, if you guys want to go and deal with these brand new systems, fine. Like anything ongoing is fine. And I think this seems like a bigger issue too. Mainly because in my mind, I don't know how to really explain it. It's kind of like you've already had the game already being worked on. You already had people spending all this time, money, and effort. And a really abrupt change is what made a lot of people upset. Like a lot of folks are not happy with that. And at the same time, if you want to upgrade and use these better features, you at least have the chance to decide, look through the terms of service, decide if this game is actually better for you or if you want to move to like a different type of engine like Unreal, and decide from there. So that's nice. I like they didn't have to go and spring up you in 2024 for any games that have already been made. So a lot of games like, say, Cult of the Lamb were upset because they already made the game as well. So I think it's at least an okay and slightly better change. They also said for games that are subject to a runtime fee, we're giving you a choice of either a 2.5 revenue share or the calculated amount based on the number of new people engaging with your game each month. Both these numbers are self or reported from data you already have available. You will always be billed the lesser amount. So like it's still a bad deal. I think they kind of lost the community faith already, and a lot of folks are upset nonetheless. But at least on the one bright side, it does kind of seem like they at least are making some changes and at least listening to the community a little bit. I'm not happy with it. I would probably personally still not make a game on Unity. I don't think this is something I would like, and I do think at least it is nice that anyone who was investing their time, money, effort, or paying specific Unity devs, they don't have to worry about anything else, really. Like, I do, I think, at least like that a little bit, but at the same exact time, I just think they dropped the ball. Like, I don't think anyone in the future is going to really want to run this. Maybe if they have a lot of Unity experts, maybe some people that are just used to the developer side, or maybe like to just have devs that are just really good at Unity and they'll stick on it. Like, I guess that's fine. I I guess. But at the same time, like I saw a lot of companies saying we're going to move to a different, basically, development. They don't want to go and spend the money or potentially have to go and be with a company that is going to change any rules on the fly. And this is after huge community feedback. This is after really big YouTubers, people like me, I'm not big, but like, just saying, people on Twitter completely backlashing stuff, people on Reddit, news articles and everything else. And with all of that put together, it still barely got better. It still was a slightly lesser horrible thing, and it's nice. And I really do think the one like policy of basically anyone who wants to use the next policy, like the next route, and they're kind of stuck on that. I'm okay with that. That's nice. That's like good. That kind of probably keeps a lot of businesses, indie studios, etc., still in business. Which at the end of the day, I think that's kind of what matters the most. Like we want to make sure these people don't lose their jobs. They want to make sure you don't spend 5 years and lose hundreds of $1,000s if you're like a smaller studio and you have nothing to go and show for it, which I do think is a big deal. I think it's a really big deal. So I kind of want to hear your thoughts and comments on all this type of stuff because it's kind of crazy to go and see. Now, obviously the community has been all around with this. Like a lot of folks are curious. Like, okay, what if I upgrade the Pro after 200K revenue, but still remain on 2022 and not upgrade to 2023? And they're just saying like, it's only going to be people with these, like, the currently supported versions too as well. And the upgrades are the only big changes we have to worry about. Also, the same thing too with the splash screens. There's a lot of questions. Like at least they are answering. It does seem like their PR is on top of this. It does seem like they have multiple people working for this. But like people are, like I said, concerned. Like if you're a big company and you have to go and change stuff, and like there's even the memes, like this is a crazy meme too as well. But even some people are memeing saying, give me a free 100K and I'll consider your debt forgiven. And some people are saying it's fair. Like, I'm glad to see it for the sake of the community. Sadly for me, the trust has been broken. And I do think that's what a lot of folks agree on. And I agree on that too. Like, once you kind of have these abrupt changes, you have to have people fight back. You have to have people complain. You have to worry about the stuff. That's a bad thing. Like, you don't want to have to go and potentially have your job or company or business or game hinging on this fact. Like, you want to make sure it's going to be stable. You want to make sure they have good morals. And if anyone who's worried about this, it's just, like, scary. It's just a scary thing to be. Like people are saying it's even better than expected. I think there is some nice things I like about it. Don't get me wrong. But it could be better, Like, I don't know. Like, this is not what I want to see the gaming world go and be. Like, they do have fire chats. They have people talking about the stuff. They're going to answer a lot of questions. They have been receptive in the community. Like, we see, like, the Unity support being all over the place. Like, we're seeing a lot of these responses, too. But it's definitely backtracking. It's definitely not good. And, like, at the end of the day, they have things, like, even saying, like, Godot and Unreal that are just better options you can go through. And yeah, I think it's kind of just sums up I think it just sums up the definition of what I kind of feel like. I want the gaming industry to be good long term. I want the developers making the games to feel happy and safe. And at the end of the day, all this happening just really wasn't that good. So I don't know. This is like an end of this little saga on Unity. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. Sorry for a little bit of the last few videos and days. Hope you guys don't mind. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below if you guys would like to go and follow. We'll probably be live up on Twitch right now, just playing some comfy games. I'll be checking out Payday a little bit more. And yeah, just go on to. I love you guys. Thank you guys all for watching.